I'm Anil Kumar, and we will learn a strategy to solve absolute functions inequalities. So the question here is to discuss how to solve inequalities involving absolute functions. That is the question. Now, whenever we have absolute function inequalities, you'll find that we are actually solving a double inequality. I will show you how. So, for example, if I have a question, let me write down one question here. Let us say x plus 5 is less than, let us say 12. If you have to solve this kind of an inequality, then how do we solve it? Since we have a sign which is not equal to, which is less than or greater than, it is called inequality. When we say that this absolute function is less than 12, we really mean that the value of x plus 5, the inside of absolute, is between 12 and minus 12. This is what we say. And when we write it like this, it becomes a double inequality. So the strategy here is to write your function inequality as double inequality. That is the strategy, correct? Now it is easy to solve. You can take away 5 from both sides. So we get minus 12 minus 5, rather all the sides. So x plus 5 minus 5, and we have 12 minus 5, correct? So minus 12 minus 5 gives us minus 17, and here we are left with x, and then 12 minus 5 is 7, correct? So that is how you actually solve it. On a number line, you can also write down the solution. That is the solution as inequality. On a number line, let us say this is 0 for us. In that case, our solution is from minus 17 to 7. Let us say kind of 7 is here. Let us say this is 7 for us. So that becomes the solution on a number line. This is 7, this is minus 17. Now let us go one more step and understand our solution. When I say x plus 5 is less than 12, it means if I move 5 units to the left, right? So if I move 5 units to the left, then I should be within 12 units. Within 12 units. Do you see that? Within 12 units. That means minus 5 plus 12 is minus 17, and minus 5 plus 12, minus 5, this is left, so minus 5 minus 12 is minus 17, minus 5 plus 12 is 7. Do you see that part? Right? So what is important for you to understand these steps and see how we are solving an inequality which involves absolute function. Do you see that, right? Okay, now this time what I will do is I'll do reverse calculation. So I'll write down x minus 3, and let us say we take it the same, less than, and let us say we write some value as 5. Okay, so it means what? We'll start from here. It really means that we have a number line here, and on a number line my absolute function is x minus 3. That means it is 1, 2, 3 units, right? So it is here. That is the center of my function, which is at 3. When I'm saying this value is less than 5, it means we can go at the most 5 on the right side. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, right? These are my 5 units to the right. So from here I'm going plus 5 on this side. So when I do plus 5, I get to 8. And when I do minus 5, then what happens? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is minus 2. So when I go minus 5, so that is what it means. So from the center of your function, this is x minus 3, you could be at the most 5 units to left and 5 to right. Do you get the point? So that is the solution, and we get x is less than 8 and is greater than minus 2. So you can actually use this particular knowledge which you've got to get this straight answer, right? That is how you could solve very, very clearly, right? So that becomes your solution. Sometimes we can give you a question where the solution is given on a number line. You have to write down the inequality. So look at it very carefully. Let me again solve this algebraically to show you the solution. So what we have here is x minus 3 should be less than 5 but should be greater than minus 5. So to solve this, we'll add 3 on 3 parts. We'll minus 5 plus 3 is less than x minus 3 plus 3 is less than 5 plus 3. So x is less than 8 and greater than minus 2. Exactly same as we found earlier, right? So that is the way to solve and understand absolute function inequalities. I hope this video gives you a fairly good idea of what we're trying to do in this particular unit. So go through my videos and see some challenging questions on solving absolute function inequalities. At times it could be difficult, especially when we involve one absolute function inside another, right? So we'll take up those examples in the coming videos. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope this helps you to understand the basic concept on solving absolute function inequalities, correct? Now also think about what happens when I write x minus 3 absolute value greater than 5. In that case, my solution should be away from these points. Do you see that? Now, as an exercise, you can solve this inequalities. Let this be the question for you to think about, right? So you need to write like this now. You're going away from 5, correct? Taking 3 as your center, and then you get your solution. I hope this concept basically helps you to give you a fairly good idea about absolute function and its inequalities. Thank you and all the best.